All right, folks, welcome back to Survivor Cook Islands. Eventful past couple episodes here. A mutiny and a bottle. A bottle with a little message in it. What the ramifications of that?
Yeah, we talked it to death in our reaction. I think in a good way because it's a big twist and it's kind of important. Kind of messed up twist. I think that's like we kind of came up to. Like it's interesting as a viewer. Really kind of sucks for them though. Like, and so I don't know if that's going to have ramifications for the rest of the season. I mean, obviously it's going to, but I just mean in terms of like how the general like vibe and like
did it fuck up
flow of the season's gonna go. Yeah, because they just did that was a crazy twist.
Right.
I mean, like we were saying, like do you think if you think I2 had lost, like would they be down to 2 members now? Like
that, yeah. Or is it freaking rigged and they have a different bottle in there?
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, cause I have to assume, you know, in game show laws and stuff, that it would be, in all fairness, maybe.
Yeah.
But in giving them that benefit of the doubt, it's like I always have to judge these twists on like what the worst outcome is, and not even like a super unlikely outcome. It's like one team's gonna win, one team's not. So it easily could have been flipped, and then you get 4 down to 2, and it's like you're really punching that underdog story down to the ground.
Yeah, for real.
So it's like, is it worth it for the possibility that you even things out more? I don't know. You got it. It worked out this time for you, but you know.
Yeah.
Interesting. A couple people commented and did clarify when I was mentioning they did the mutiny before they tried it, and it was in Thailand. I was right, and but apparently there was one in Pearl Islands that they did not air because no one did anything, so they just like didn't bother to show it.
That's really funny. Yeah, that's what I said. It would have made sense in Pearl Islands, right? But
so I guess they did try it in the other pirate one, and then.
Nobody? Okay, well, never mind then.
Are you sure? Now, if I hold out this plate of chocolate on this try, over.
John, are you gonna take some your clothes off?
Just unrelated. People started stripping down for chocolate and peanut butter. But I will say, so far, I'll definitely bring it up at the end of the season. But so far, just in this pre-merge, it's been a season of just like trying a bunch of different things. I feel like, because we've had back to back now. We had a mutiny, and then we had this, and like they're trying different things. You know, the tribe divisions to begin with.
Yeah, they've tried just like all kinds of different stuff. It's felt extremely like, let's try this, let's experiment with this. And this Cook Islands is like the Survivor experiment. Like, and I don't know if they're trying to experiment for like, should we try to be more like interesting or like do all these different wild, crazy things every episode? Like, I don't know if they're trying to do a template for like, is this going to be Survivor moving forward, or we're going to try to like upend the tea table repeatedly, or not. It's almost too much. I would actually say. At this point,
it's like they want to keep them guessing. It's like, oh, you think a merge is coming? No, you're gonna vote out another person. Actually, you know, you don't always be on your toes. You never know what's gonna happen, kind of thing. Like,
because the whole thing started off with an interesting gimmick, and so it's like, I don't know. You try something experimental there, and then you just throw another wild experimental stuff in there, and I don't know. So
I guess it's just like we got more people to work with than before, so just like cannon fodder. It's like, we could lose a couple people in the crossfire here. Sorry, Jenny.
Yeah. Oh, she was angry.
Yeah.
Justifiably so.
Yeah, add her to the list up there with Andrew Savage. People mad about twists. Screwing them.
Yeah.
Up there with Angie and Palau, who when they gave like Ibrahim immunity in the tribal council, and then she just got voted out with a bunch of random votes thrown in.
It's like, cool. Thanks for that.
You know, up there with Jonathan and Wanda, who didn't get to play. You know, the growing list.
Injustices
Injustices
after
in
injustices.
Survivor.
Yeah.
Top 10 injustices in Survivor.
Survivor. Yeah.
Right, well,
So.
let's see what the future holds here. I mean, they just in the spur of the moment had to vote a second person out, so I wonder what the fallout will be there.
Yeah, I'm really curious. That's for
We're
sure.
gonna get any more feedback on that. It's like, oh, so that twist. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah. How about that?
Cool.
How about them apples? Huh?
like imagine I2 now when they go to the next challenge, and it's like, oh, surprise, 2 people voted out. Okay, we'll take it. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. They just gloss over it.
Yeah.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't gloss over it, but they probably will.
Getting a new look at the Railroad Tribe. Rebecca and Jenny voted out. Oh.
No.
All right. As always, click the link in the description to see the highlights of the reaction, and then come back afterwards for the discussion. All right.
All right. I mean, they didn't trust him. They kept him around. He shouldn't even be here. I'm still tripping the fact that Jonathan's in this game still. What is this?
Yeah. Yeah. They kept him in over 3 of their tribe mates after he mutinied on his other tribe.
After he mutinied, and they were like, "Wow, that was despicable." Well, keep him around though.
Yeah, because he'll never do it again.
He'll never do it again. Yeah. Okay.
Wow, there's a lot there. There's a lot there. Nate was just been voted out, man.
Episode is packed to the brim with all kinds of stuff. I mean, we had people pairing and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So
there's a lot of layers there to unpack, like on this decision, though. Because first of all, I mean, Yule, obviously, not necessarily your MVP, but the MVP of the episode, I would say, for sure. In terms of he pulled this play off. It's funny because even at the end there, Nate is like freaking out because obviously it's all down to whether someone flipped or not. Yule is pretending to be, but he knows, like, okay, worst case scenario, I just use my idol. But everybody else thinks it's, oh, who's it going to be? So really the whole dilemma he was thinking is like, will I be able to keep my idol or not? Nate was freaking out when little did he know he would be going home either way, even if Jonathan didn't flip. But yeah, but that was an intense situation there. So Jonathan, Yule gives him this Yule comes up to him like, is there any way we could be working together in the future? And he's like, you know, unless you have the idol, I can't really see any reason for me to to even think about that.
Yeah, which he suspected the whole time, I think. But I think he wanted the extra step of like trust, essentially, that goes with sharing that you have the immunity idol. I think he wanted a little bit more wanted that assuredness to sort of
I mean, yeah,
sort of solidify his position, which would make sense. I mean, you would want to do that, right?
What a great way to leverage that idol. Yeah, he held on to it all. Didn't even tell any of his tribe mates until this moment.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Jonathan has so many options at so many different points. That's the thing. Once Yule shows him the idol, he also has the option. It's like, yeah, everybody's like not willing to do a contingency plan on Yule and whatnot, but if he goes and tells him he literally showed me the idol, he wants me to flip over to them. Yeah. Like, just don't vote for Yule.
Just don't vote for you. You vote for someone else. Vote for Becky or something, right?
Right, because the thing is, you can't. They don't have the votes to split it right now. But if they had voted out everybody but Yule, then they could do something. You know, some sort of vote split at that point later down the line, if he's the last one left with the idol. But you know. So it's clear that Jonathan, like, he could have used that if he really wanted to stick with Raro. He could have just told him, "Oh, he showed me the idol." But maybe it was even the fact that they were just like they were being meat-headed enough to not even want to do the contingency plan. He's like, "Yeah, I'd rather go with these people who are got more of a mind for the game."
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's just like he goes back to them because I think he's thinking about like what does he want to do. So he floats the idea like, well, I don't have it. Candace doesn't have it. Do you think Yule has it? And they were like, no, Yule doesn't has it. He doesn't have it. He's only there one night. He doesn't have it.
Yeah, like
he's like, He's like, they didn't even float the possibility.
Like, I don't think
Like
they
what?
saw. I don't know if they saw the first episodes of Panama yet, or because if they did, you'd be like, okay, Terry, Terry was there for 2 minutes and he found it. So you don't really.
Yeah.
He's like, it
He's
took me
literally there
15
for 30
minutes.
seconds. He's like, well, I found it. Yeah, it took me 15 minutes to find it.
But I mean, as we still talked about before, a lot of them aren't also big Survivor fans too, which is probably
Yeah,
it seems
right.
it seems to be the case.
But
The rarer are more the non-Survivor fans because they keep making these like weird mistakes. Like it shouldn't have even gotten to this point to where this was an option for Jonathan. Like if they just kept if they kept Jenny over him, even like none of them were flipping. None of them were flipping on their tribe.
yeah, that is so strange, and it also is also interesting. So back to the idea, because Candace has been so many times. You would think she would have the idea. Gee, sure seems like somebody's got the immunity idol. Yeah. She's been there more than like anyone.
Yeah. It's like I can't. You just not try? I mean, what's going on?
Is she just not trying? Is she just sitting down and crying every time she goes there now? I mean, I was like, I don't blame her. Maybe last time, but like. Is that all she does?
Yeah,
like look for the thing and then be like, "Boy,
pretty hard to find." I don't know.
Must be hard to find. I don't know. I give up though. Like,
yeah.
Someone's got it.
It's like
it can't be the other two guys that have been there though. It's got to be the fishes claimed it. The fish.
Because it's like it's a good maneuver on Yule's part for sure. All the credit to him for that, but it's also like a lot of blunders from this other tribe, right? Like they were sitting pretty, and they decided to vote out 3 people over people who have openly turned on their tribe before.
Right.
Candace obviously is like tied to Adam. That's not really a concern. But Jonathan, I guess, like
Candace barely doesn't even really trust Jonathan all that much.
Just depending on the fact that he wouldn't flip back on them, I guess. But I mean, they never even considered the idol element of it, or that you could even have it. So.
Yeah, it's just very weird. Yeah, it was very weird. Where he is like, I don't understand these people. So it's like it makes more sense for Jonathan to go back to that tribe after he's been kind of like.
I mean, he is. Like, he did say he is the one who's betrayed every single person.
Yeah, every single person. So it's like, yeah, I might as well at this point. You know.
Now
so
now he has. I mean.
Now officially he has. And it to me it almost makes sense to like take on the villain persona for him. Just for the sake that, like, okay, maybe he's gonna have a tough time for a final 2. It's like Yule says he wants him as a final 2, which makes a lot of sense. Yule easily wins that. I don't see I don't see a time and place where he doesn't win that. But Jonathan and Candace, I think Jonathan has a much better chance of winning over Candace for the fact that Candace is. I don't even know what she's doing other than being like.
Okay, but you don't think all the
side piece for?
You don't think all the hot people would vote for her? I mean, there's the hot people clique.
They might be the hot people clique, but I think there's enough. There might be enough people that vote for Jonathan on the game. Jonathan's probably best chance is probably Candace or someone like that. I mean, he's allied himself with her to this point. Yeah, all the hot people might vote for Candace over him, but
there are the people that have been burned by their own tribe now. Yeah. The people on the jury, as well as the I2 people in that situation that might be willing to vote for him over her.
Exactly.
But
Nate made an interesting point at the end here, where he was sort of like, we took you in, you're a big snake, you're but it was sort of like, well, you did take him in, and you did keep him around, but aren't you kind of getting exactly what you asked for by keeping him around? I mean, it's like, it's kind of on you at this point, in my opinion. Like, it's sort of like...
It is. He literally depended on the fact that he would just be so grateful to be around that he would... And also that, like, his options are limited. He can't go back. So it's like, you're not... There's not any sort of, like, bond there reinforcing it. It's just solely dependent on the fact that, like, you have no other options. So you have to be with us. So that's kind of unstable
and that's why
ground.
It's crazy. And that's why it's crazy that when he posits the idea that they're like, he's literally kind of hypothetically saying to them straight to their face, there's another option that I could have over you guys. Do you realize this? And they're just like, yeah, but he doesn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I guess I know what I'm doing next.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Like,
there's a couple of ways he could have gone about it. He could have gone back and told Raro, he showed me the idol. He's gonna use the idol. Let's not vote for him, and that probably convinced them to switch. Yeah. Or he could just not do that. Tell I2 I'm gonna vote for Nate, not do that, and then just let Nate go. But then at that point, you're leaving it up to an even split, and you've turned your back on them. So that's not a favorable option.
Right.
So he has to put his his flag down on one side or the other here. And he's going with the Yule side. You'll want him over there.
Yeah, I think strategically it makes the most sense to do that. I think. I think he's accepted the fact that he's got a rough road ahead, no matter what he does. Right. But I think that this is like even if it does mean betraying everybody, this is kind of the only real option that he has to save his skin.
And it's spicy.
And it's spicy. I mean, it's dramatic. It's very entertaining for us. That's for
it almost feels sure. It feels like a story. It feels like it's scripted because the fact that he survived as much as he did, it's like you literally let this spy infiltrate your numbers and then turn their back on you when it mattered most.
Yeah,
it's like you thought he got through one vote, which was Brad, and it's like, okay, wow, miracle.
Yeah.
Then they got through Rebecca. It's like, okay, he worked hard enough. He could go one more vote. But then the second one, they spring it on him. You're going to have to vote one more person out in the moment, spontaneously. It's like, okay, well, logically, they're going to default to Jonathan now. I mean, this is time has run up.
Right?
And then he
survives
that. He survives that. And it's crazy that they didn't think about this, going into a 5-4 split where you need to swing one person over. Jonathan seems to be, I mean, they're literally depending on the fact that he can't swing over again, but he seems to be, obviously, he's done it before. He'd be clearly the most likely to do it. And, but they're so hung up on, Jenny.
Oh, well, Ozzy would never vote for, Ozzy would never do that.
Well, no, they're hung up on Brad. First of all, Brad would want to switch back with Yule and Becky, and then now Jenny would have this thing against Candace and Adam, so maybe she's not good to keep around for them, but...
Even though she seemed super loyal, just in general, there was nothing inherently about that
Brad seemed super loyal, too. He seemed oblivious to the fact that people wanted him out first, so he was, all in for the team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's just, multiple times there where they took out people that would have been, in this exact situation, would have been key, just steamroll them from there.
Yeah.
But they bring in a flip-flopper, let them stay with them up to a flip-flop moment, and then...
yeah, they let some flip-flop right here. Yeah.
I mean, geez.
What an episode. What an episode. This is I think I'm doing it. I'm going to give this my Survivor star. I think it does. This episode just has... pretty much everything. It's interesting from beginning to end. This episode was great. It really was.
Yeah, and it's a shame that Nate is collateral damage here, but it was literally...
It is, because he's been one of my favorite players the whole time. He's just has every single thing that comes out of that man's mouth is
he's great. He's very entertaining. Yeah. Though actually, I think looking back now, it's kind of poetic he was voted out here, because you saw Adam and Nate talking. Adam's like, maybe we just let him get this one. He doesn't want to vote Yule. Maybe we just let him do that. And Nate's like, no, we don't let him run the show around here.
Yeah.
He's coming into our camp. Meanwhile, Yule's like, we'll vote for whoever you want to vote for, Jonathan. You make the choice.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing. He's just like, yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
So he's like,
yeah, they were like, yeah, we can keep Adam around a little longer. We can keep him around. Adam's done me a solid. I don't really know Nate, so Nate's never really welcomed me.
It's the perfect mirror. They're giving him exactly what Nate specifically didn't want to do, and then Nate pays the price for it.
Yeah. At the king, he was the king sitting pretty right
here.
The king
sit pretty, yeah.
Yeah. So, wow. Great episode.
Great episode.
Challenges were cool.
Ozzy won that immunity.
Challenge was cool.
showed no signs of struggling.
He basically just was fine the whole time. Yeah, it was great. Loved it.
I mean, like, yeah,
Even had a little makeout. Had a little makeout stash.
slow mo.
You had Adam doing some little two timing.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of. Wasn't quite that because he didn't make out with her, but he was really like, well, you know, both of you. I've got room for both of you.
Yeah,
it's like,
he's
geez,
open. He's rubbing
he's
her
open
butt,
to a threesome,
and he's cuddling up with her, and he's openly saying like, "Oh, there's room for both of you." You know, I don't really have any loyalty. I'll take whatever girl, I'll cuddle up with them.
And even Jonathan's like, yeah, well, I don't know. There's nothing romantic. It's sort of like
not romantic, yeah.
It's not romantic. Okay, it's just physical. They're just making out in the woods. You know, they're just
making out and fucking. That's
they're just screwing rabbits out back. It's very uncomfortable to go to the beach.
So I don't think they'd have a problem turning on each other in a heartbeat. Obviously, you know, it's nothing too serious.
Yeah.
But production's like had pretty good timing with like their decisions, like the exact like the timing and how it worked out with the mutiny to set up this, and then the timing of the bottle to make even it out, and then the merge to be one person off, and then have this flip turn out exactly in that moment. It's like things are just lining up just right.
It's lined up pretty well to make it spicy. So
yeah,
that's fun. I mean, we even had like the story of the team that was mutinied against, where it was like you would think as a viewer like, oh geez, they're gonna have a tough time, and then they steamrolled them the whole time.
And now we've got a real underdog story in the making here.
Yeah, for sure.
With that idol is the key leverage there.
It was a key leverage. That was used brilliantly. It was used brilliantly. Like that was amazing. That was really, really smart. So yeah,
I'm telling you, I love Yule.
Yeah,
he's great to watch. And
yeah, for sure.
And that's another, like, I mean, Survivor's got all these elements of luck, but like he got lucky in that they just way back when in Ozzy's original tribe had the decision of who to send to exile. They just happened to send Yule because he seemed like the strongest on that tribe, and so they're like, "Oh, we'll send him to weaken him," and then he just happens to get there with the idol ripe for the taking. You know, it's like things have to align just right for that to work out for him. But wow.
Yeah, good stuff.
So again, interesting road ahead of us. You know, it's gonna probably be, just from that preview, seems very similar to, like I was saying, the when Rob's sister Nino flipped on them, like kind of their reaction.
And they got really angry. Yeah, and they got like, really heated.
They were like morally offended by the action.
The fact that he did such a thing. Yeah,
like it's vile. It's evil.
Oh yeah, I think it's vile. It's evil. I'm like, wow, we're really throwing this out here. Okay. All right,
I mean, seriously, it's just like it's very similar. There's more people involved, but similar situation where they were just like, all right, we got the numbers, we're sitting pretty, and then they don't even consider like the options. So it just like shakes up their whole worldview when it happens, and it's like, what the fuck?
It does.
The most evil, despicable thing I've ever even
you've ever seen in my life. You do such a horrible thing. Yeah, no, it is interesting. That's actually like because they how much like they're involved with the game. It does like completely change your worldview around. I think that's actually like a really good way to put it, because it does. It's just you're just like, you did what? What did you say? Like,
right. The fact that like they were like 2 strikes against them. Like even if all the numbers were aligned, like they said, they didn't even think it through enough to not vote for Yule. So it still would have backfired on them for this vote at the least, and it would have evened out the numbers. So it would have been a toss-up at that point. So it's like
because like who else could have had it? So it was either Candace, who we know doesn't have it because she would have said to probably spread that around.
Jonathan
and then Jonathan and Yule, and Jonathan clearly doesn't have it because if
Adam, I guess, if people really didn't get it all those other times before him.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
But he also knows that he doesn't have it. Like all these people know they don't have it. They're part of this decision. And and so even if Jonathan didn't flip, it would have still, like, Nate was not getting out of this one unscathed.
No,
You
No.
know, he especially, and they were all dead set on Yule. So, which seems weird to me. It's like he'll be good at challenges. He's got such a mind. It's like, okay, but if you're talking purely numbers, which is what you're fixated on, it's like there's not much he can do.
Yeah.
You know, but you gave
Like,
him the one
okay.
thing he can do, and he did that.
You're literally trying to give him. It would be amazing if they continue to vote for Yule. We just gotta get rid of Yule. It's the only thing we know how to do.
Like, yeah, it just shows a level of immaturity in terms of understanding the game, because like
Yeah.
he's the one option you should put last, just by default. Justin, if it's some far out 1% chance he got the idol, might as well vote the other people first.
Right.
Might as well.
And then
He's the only one who has a chance of having it.
And then we can break him later. Yeah.
But it's like, no, he's the most impressive looking and sexiest man we've ever seen. So
he's a Harvard grad.
He's
so beautiful.
all the Ivy League schools. He's done all of them.
Yeah. He's done them all. Be the first one to graduate from them all.
All right, who's the MVP?
Geez. Okay. It's tough. It's a split between Jonathan and Yule, honestly. I think I'm gonna give it to Yule, for you bringing out the perfect time to leverage the immunity idol, because he could have decided, I don't know, he could have decided not to use it, but like, I like the way that it sort of spread. Some of this was done for TV, obviously, but it did seem like it was 3 distinct different conversations at least. Where they sort of float the idea, and then it's like, all right, to be continued, like that sort of thing. I like that he floated the idea first, and then Jonathan, of course, is like, wow, there's no reason for me to flip. There's no reason for me to flip unless you had it.
Hypothetically, if you did, I'd really have to heavily consider flipping with you.
But Yule is, I think he's a very persuasive person. I think he's really good at presenting his case.
Yeah, I mean, he was working closely with Jonathan, and he knows how he operates. You know what appeals to him. He's a rational thinker, and
then knowing that he can leverage it with his tribe too, to like really unify the tribe more than ever before.
Yeah,
with the old tribe mates, basically. So
he's getting in their good graces, and he's winning Jonathan over. It's like.
Yeah,
you get that nice reveal where he gets to go to his tribe and be like, "I got the idol," and they'll have a nice reaction to it. And it's like, okay, now he's our savior, you know?
Yeah, essentially, and like maybe he can get using it's just such a great thing to like we'll use Jonathan. Jonathan betrayed us, yes, but he's like our only chance of doing anything. You know, so it's like,
obviously we haven't seen the end result of the season, but it's like obviously this is very different, already different in how the idol was used completely from Panama, where it's like Terry just won out until he had to use it. A completely different way of using it, just as like another layer of immunity. This is like very close to even numbers, pivotal moment, whips it out for leverage. It's like, wow. It's a creative use of it, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, there it is. If you enjoyed this, you want more Survivor videos from us, go to zacharcher.net/survivor. It's got all the seasons that we've covered in the past. Click on whatever one you want to see. We've done reviews for all of them up until this, and we've done reactions from Thailand up until Cook Islands. I mean, it's 8 series of reactions at this point.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy that we've done that many, but good stuff, man. Good stuff.
So come back next week for another episode of Cook Islands. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, why don't you go check out our review of Peter Pan and Wendy. Okay,
I Can Fly.
The live action classic. You know, some pirating involved, and it's great.
Some pirates and depression really is way more that movie about. This episode was way more fun than that, I'll tell you that. But but
we're getting down to the end game here. We've oh wait,
not really. We still got
no, I was
eight,
just
you
thinking.
still got 8 tribe members.
It's merge time. It's merge time, baby. Power rankings.
Right. Our rankings. We can't forget that. Can't forget that at all. Okay.
So we're down to 8, right?
Yeah, we're down to 8 now.
4 of
Oh,
each. Or no. Wait. Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're down to 8 now. Yep.
So what do you think? What are the power rankings now?
Well, it's interesting because before this episode, it would have been totally different.
Right.
Well, we got Yule at number 1. Yule's with the immune idol. Yule is essentially in control of the game at the moment. Well, Becky would be up there too, just because she's with Yule. Ozzy is right after that, though. It's like Ozzy and Becky are like the same level for different reasons. Ozzy is just like he just wins challenges like by himself practically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's
like
like
first individual one. We'll see how he does with the
see how it keeps going. It was very good, but like he was a pivotal part of why they were continuing to like why they were winning before too. So anyway, so that's 1, 2, 3. I mean, I guess I could just literally just go down I2 theoretically. I don't think I will. So then we got Sandra, and
we got the 4 whiteys.
Yeah, where the hell are they? We probably have. I don't want to put Jonathan right in here, even though Jonathan was key there, because like it's hard to say where he sits exactly, you know, because it's like he's doesn't seem to be. He was a swing vote here, and I think he's going to be pivotal for I2 continue to move forward. But yeah, it's hard to say. So I'm going to put Adam next. He's sort of in charge of that clique. I guess what? Then Candace, Poverty, Jonathan.
Poverty's got a better standing than Jonathan at this point.
Poverty has a Poverty's slipping. Like, oh, good. Poverty no longer has a foothold here on the island. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think that's about what I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, literally turned the game on its head just in this vote here. They were fish in a barrel, dude. It was like when they mutinied over, it was 8-4.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Wow. It's a story, underdog story in the making. Let's see how it
really
plays
is.
out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's our power ranking. Luckily, we remembered some time because it's like the merge feels so much later in this season.
Yeah, it does. It feels like we should have been here ages ago.
There's
but
so many people, I guess. You know.
There's a lot. Yeah.
Because even with this, like an extended jury too, compared to the usual ones.
The super jury. So.
Because like this jury extended before the merge, so I guess so. It's weird.
Yes, we have 4 members of the jury now.
Yep.
We have 10 jury members, which again to me makes no sense.
You know, they're throwing stuff at the wall. Seen with 6 in this season. Experiment.
We're actually gonna have an 11th jury member, and it's gonna be somebody from the first people who got out, but we're gonna vote on it.
Okay.
We just make it so convoluted.
It's like
we just make it.
It's like this person won a Survivor fan contest, and they're gonna come in.
They're gonna be the 11th jury member. That's right. Yeah.
So I'm just got here. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But so I guess I'll ask some questions. So what'd you do?
Yeah. What'd you do?
Sounds good.
Wow.
I'm just happy to be here, guys. Hey, it's Jeff.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff. Hello there,
Jimmy.
Cameron. That's
right.
just gonna...
Cameron.
Yeah. Cameron.
All right. Well, what a good time we have here on the Cook Islands.
Yeah, we do have fun. We have fun.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, and if you do, be sure to read it in the next episode of the Tarqaron podcast. All right, click the link in the description for our social media, and hit that notification bell too, huh? Come on.
Yeah, do it.
All right.